Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found. Of course, taped live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. On today's episode, we're talking this week's AEW Dynamite on the road. Now we are less than 2 weeks away from
a week from Saturday,
the fullest of gears. That's right. The card is definitely taking shape. I think going into the episode today, I looked this up earlier today, I think there were 6 or 8 matches had already been announced. Wow. And we got a couple, I think
3 more. 3 more tonight.
8. No, was it 6 or was it 8? I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, I got it right here.
But we got another. Another
8
match
announced now with the ones announced tonight.
So okay. So evidently it was whatever 8 minus is 5, I guess. So yeah, we got a couple more matches announced. Probably most interestingly and obviously, but still, because we had heard this, but it's been confirmed now on TV. Saraya has officially been cleared to compete, and that match against Britt Baker that we all sort of expected. Has been confirmed to be going down at Full Gear in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was an incredibly emotional promo from they did an in-ring face-to-face deal, and Saraya just really laid it all out there. Seemed overwhelmed just being able to publicly say, "I'm cleared, ready to go, ready to throw hands," and you and I were gonna throw hands at Full Gear, and Britt Baker had something to say about that, and Saraya had a lot more to say back at Britt Baker. I thought it was a really effective promo segment, Larson.
Yeah, I thought so too. Highlight of the show, in my estimation. And yeah, you mentioned the emotion that Saraya was seemingly almost overcome with, being able to publicly say, "Yes, I've been cleared," after what's been 6 years. 6 years, I think.
Holy man, that's boy.
Since she last wrestled, and it's great for her.
Yeah,
it's great for her. You can tell it meant a lot for her to be able to actually say that. So that's pretty awesome. And yeah, it was a strong promo segment from beginning to end. And I like that at the end of it, Britt, she ate. I don't know what they're gonna call Saraya's finish now. It was Rampage. Walking out of the ring, she looked shook, not just from taking that move, but from hearing the news from Saraya that she's cleared and they're going to have a match. Yeah, that carried on when she walked out with Hayter for Jamie's match tonight against Sky Blue. Like, Britt sold not just the impact of taking a move from Saraya, but the news the match is going to happen pretty well throughout the show.
Yeah, man. This feud, I mean, you can consider it, I guess, a testament to just how strong they've booked Britt Baker, or cynically maybe just how they don't book their women's titles very well, or I mean, at least the AEW World Women's World Title very well, because this feels above that. It feels like it's a bigger attraction than what's going on. I mean, literally, Britt's sort of, she's not a henchman anymore, but a partner in crime basically. Jamie Hayter is going to be challenging Toni Storm for her title, which is also just the interim title, so whatever. But no, this is the big featured match for the women's division, Saraya's big return, which is awesome. It's great. We had heard that she had been cleared through, a variety of medical teams, which, sets my mind a little bit more at ease, I guess. I mean, it's always a scary thing when you're dealing with the neck. Yes. But, Edge had neck issues as well, and he came back. And I honestly, with Edge, I really don't think about it anymore. I really don't.
It's interesting because that was the thing with Sheamus for a while, is that he was dealing with neck issues, and that's I think what I heard is one of the reasons they put him in the tag team with Cesaro all those years ago. I remember watching a video where he was doing some treatment for his neck, and now he's seemingly fine, and he's putting on awesome matches on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So I guess modern medicine could do quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely. So that's great for her, and I'm sure you would think that just to be on the cautious side. She probably understands what her limitations are to, get the most out of this run that she possibly can.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, look, we can talk about what we think is going to happen. I think Saraya is going to win this match.
Oh, yes.
And that's about as big a statement as you can make about where she's going to land in terms of the rankings, so to speak, not the actual rankings. I don't think they've updated that for quite some time.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But in terms of the pecking order, I guess there for AEW, this is going to be a big match for her, and she'll probably win it. And who knows at what point she'll end up going after the title. I would imagine they might take probably like a speed run version of what they did with Punk, which it took him. Did it take him a year? No, it was less than a year. It was like 9 months.
August to May.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so like 9 months.
Oh, yeah, 9 months. 9 months.
So, I don't know. She might have a couple feuds before she eventually, lands on the women's title. But I kind of expect that to happen down the line if everything goes well.
Yeah. To answer your question, when was the last time the rankings were updated? August 31st of this year.
I think that's where we found that out a couple weeks ago. So, that's unchanged. Yep. If anybody was curious. That's weird, isn't it? Like, isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, kind of gave up on the whole rankings thing.
And they're still there. Like, they didn't 404 that site.
No, not yet.
Does it take that much to just, like, toss, put some rankings on there? I guess so. It's just too sticky. It would be
easier just to have that link go nowhere.
Yeah, right. To direct it to AEW Shop, man.
There you go.
Or Shop AEW, whichever one it is.
Or have like a thing on there where you could download your own ranking sheets and you can make your own rankings.
Oh, I like that. It's interactive. It's engagement. Who doesn't want that? That's what why don't we do that? Anyways, that's too much work. Let's talk about this also. I know it was reported, I believe, by Fightful that there was some chatter backstage at AEW that the Elite may have been making their return tonight. Didn't happen. But we did actually get some update on the Elite coming back. We got a firm date. And it's didn't we?
I mean, it didn't say like Elite coming back at full gear. That was the implication. But I guess it's always possible they could show up on the Dynamite before to set up a match at full gear. I mean, this video package made it crystal clear that the Elite were going to be at full gear.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it kind of fell somewhat in line with the previous things, although it wasn't a whole lot of dithering away just towards the end. But it was kind of chronicling the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, their careers in AEW before. And it was set in the fictional world of full gear. Had a lot of cogs going on, kind of the steampunk atmosphere.
Yeah, right.
And the final two images were the Elite, their renders, their PNGs on the full gear background, and then the AEW logo shows up and dithers away.
Yeah, so who knows if they're going to announce that they're going to have a match at full gear. It'd be kind of weird if they didn't at this point. Yeah. Look, I would suggest this. We have a date confirmed as to the latest that we're going to see them.
Yes.
And that's full gear. If nothing else, we'll see them full gear. Forget them before then. Hey, you know what? Icing on the cake, I guess. The cherry on top, so to speak. We don't have to wait much longer to see Kenny.
If they do have a match at full gear, it's going to be against Death Triangle.
You would think we'll just do that. Just announce that, Or is Tony Khan going to go on, is he going to go on Busted Open or something like that and announce that?
Or say Death Triangle is going to have an open challenge at full gear against mystery opponents.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could do that. That'd be terrible. And then, of course, one of the hottest tag teams that lasted, about 10 minutes or so. They never really had a chance to dominate. Samoa Joe got tired of Wardlow, and the capper, maybe the straw that broke the camel's back there was Wardlow saying he's going to go after every title in the company.
Pretty ambitious of Wardlow there.
Joe was like, you mean the entire umbrella, the AEW corporate umbrella? Because my title is that as well. Yeah. So he got him while Wardlow was focused on the Hobbs.
Yeah,
and the cameraman was focused on Hobbs as well because the actual turn,
we didn't see the whoop-ha, no.
The actual turn wasn't seen on television.
No, I kind of wish they would have milked this whole thing for a little bit because I liked how on Rampage Joe was behind Wardlow, looking like he's about to deck him with that belt. And ideally, it'd be great if Joe had done that, and that would have led to Hobbs beating Wardlow to become TNT champion.
Yeah,
that would have been awesome.
I think that's cool. I wish they would have done some vignettes of Joe on the road. Samoa Low on the road, the Samoa Low road. Hey, that actually works. That's a good one. And you could see because they're different people. Wardlow's younger, Samoa Joe older. Wardlow is just jacked beyond belief. Samoa Joe not so much. So maybe a lot of personality clashes in between what's been going on has also led to this as well.
Yeah, it'd been great to see that. Some more of that. Beyond
that probably
just
would have
Wardlow,
been really entertaining.
Wardlow just having tunnel vision when it comes to TNT title. Hobbs. It'd been nice to see, personality bits, some experiential pieces with them.
Right.
Hey, they're on the road driving between towns. Hey, let's stop. Let's get a coffee.
Yeah.
And Wardlow's like, I don't drink coffee.
Oh God.
I need water, and I need some protein, but nothing with a bunch of sugar in it or carbs.
Yeah. He has to, and he has to scarf down 5,000 carbs or 5,000 calories a day because he's so jacked. He's so big.
Probably more like 8,000 calories.
You think it's that many? Oh my gosh!
I think Braun said he has to eat 10,000 a day.
Is that what he said? Okay,
I think that's what he said.
Well, Wardlow's half the size of Braun. Braun Strowman's
I know he's tall, but I mean Wardlow's he's
I think
still thick,
Wardlow's
thick dude.
I think Wardlow's 6'1", 6'2", something like that.
Yeah.
Regardless, he's got to
consume
calories, just an absolute shit ton of calories.
Exactly.
And if you're on the road and Joe's like, "Hey man, let's just go to this place over here," he's like, "They're not going to have enough for me." And then he's just in the car flexing, and Joe's like, "God, this is irritating. I wish I was on the road with fucking Saban or something,
Yeah.
Talking about old shit instead of
talk about where Saban's from.
Right, exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I kind of felt like there was more mileage to the story they could have got out before Joe eventually turned. I wanted to see Joe that's really the background, every week, just sizing Wardlow up, waiting to hit him,
licking his lips.
Yeah, just can't wait. Man. Do that. Give me that for 10 weeks for every week there's a situation where Joe is just back behind Wardlow holding that belt, just waiting to blast him in the head with it.
Man, I can't wait. It's like me in the car with some chicken nuggets, man. I can't wait.
Can't wait till you get home.
Till a red light.
your hands in that bag before you pull out the drive-thru, isn't it?
Believe that. Aew Dynamite kicked off with the Ass Boys and Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed and FTR. Coming out. It's funny because Shivani was like, "Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed this. It was very subtle." It wasn't subtle at all.
No. Swerve was trying to give the Keith Lee a fist bump, and Keith Lee just walked on past.
No, I don't think so. Not gonna happen. Sorry. So anyways, before the match actually even started, Billy Gunn, hands still taped up from having him ripped apart apparently, sprints down the ramp to attack Swerve before the match starts. And then BJ Whitmer comes out to escort Daddy.
He was
Ass
one of the
backstage.
2 people involved in that crazy Ring of Honor powerbomb off the top rope spot.
Yes, that's right.
Him and his Jimmy Jacobs.
And Jimmy Jacobs, yeah, that's right. Yep. And miraculously, they're both still alive.
I know. That's
miraculously, Jimmy Jacobs is still alive.
That's
because all BJ Whitmer did was go feet first. He's like, "Here, you're on your own."
Jump backwards off the top rope towards the floor. Yeah, that's crazy.
So, anyways, this match was fun enough. There was a nice shout out to the Montreal Screwjob, which was 20.
Yeah, happy Montreal Screwjob Day, Steve. 25 years ago.
If you were born on the day of the Montreal Screwjob, you're 25 years old. My goodness gracious. So yeah, it had to do with it was just a sharpshooter. Dax put a sharpshooter on Austin Gunn after he was cross chopping and doing all sorts.
Well,
of
he
stuff.
was doing the Road Dog punches.
He did, he did the Road Dog thing. That's right.
If they read the stuff that Road Dog had to say about Bret Hart before this match, and worked that all in.
Oh man, yeah. Absolutely. That was pretty
crazy.
Good. Well, please, we're a podcast here. People might not be hip to what happened, man. What did the Road Dogg say?
On Road Dogg's podcast, he said that he thought he was a better sports entertainer than Bret Hart was.
So there's the whole debate over sports entertaining versus wrestling. I disagree with that assessment, to be honest.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah. I think that one very important element of sports entertaining is actually wrestling. Like, that's an important part of the sports
Yes.
entertainment aspect of things. And the Road Dogg was not a very good wrestler.
No.
He was able to cut a decent, he got the crowd revved up. But that's kind of all he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways. Who won this? Oh, FTR and the Acclaim won this match. So the finish saw Dax and Austin Gunn there in the ring. Dax ducks a clothesline after the Road Dogg punches. Sharpshooter. Colton breaks that up. He's looking for a famouser. Dax evades that. So then the Acclaimed hit Colton with their finish. FTR hits Austin with the big rig. And then I believe Bowens covers Colton to get the win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, not a lot. I mean, given like the finish here, it seemed to focus a bit more on FTR. And what's FTR doing at...
They got nothing announced for Full Gear.
They got nothing announced for Full Gear. Okay.
Which is crazy because they're still one of the most over acts in the entire company. There was a lot of Keith Lee and Swerve arguing on the floor.
Yeah.
Going on this match.
Swerve had that crazy tornado too. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
That was really cool. They did a replay on that one. TV caught it, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Other things, not so much.
All right. So Larson, let me ask you something.
Okay.
Now that you've tried it for a couple days, give me your thoughts and please share with the classroom your thoughts on microdosing.
Oh, yeah. So, I know people, including yourself, Steve, that use microdosing to help them feel and perform better. And after using the sponsor of today's show, Microdose Gummies, for a couple days, I can confirm that I felt much more relaxed over the last couple days and have had some of the best sleep I've had in a very long time.
That's awesome. I'll take credit for that. Knowing you deal with anxiety and difficulty sleeping, Steve here figured that Microdose Gummies entry-level doses of THC would help his best friend out. And dude, you know me, I like to stay busy. I juggle probably way too many things around here. Our channel, Friendo Club, my own channel, Wrestle Juice, everything else I got going on. And with all that, super easy to get a little bit overwhelmed from time to time. So I like to use Microdose Gummies just to chill out, to focus, and to get into that creative zone.
Yeah, man, I found that they've been working great for me to help me just decompress and mellow out a bit before I go to bed. And Microdose is available nationwide. To learn more about microdosing THC, go to microdose.com and use code RAW to get free shipping and 30% off your first order.
Links can be found in the show description, but again, that's microdose.com, code RAW.
Then we get a bit from MJF was on a podcast. I forgot what it was called.
I was about to say After the Bell. It was God, wasn't it like an ESPN? It was like a pretty prominent one, wasn't it? It's not the MMA Hour. He's been on.
No. It was supposed to be like #1 sports podcast.
Pardon my take. Is that what it was?
There we go. I think that's what it was.
Oops, sorry has it here in chat. Thank you. Oops, sorry.
Thank you. So he essentially dropped a promo on the show. I don't know if this is just something he did while he was there or something that was actually part of the show. Mm-hmm. So he's asked a question. He says, "Yeah, after the firm attacked me, doctors told me not to travel if I want to be 100% at Full Gear." He says, "This match against Mox is all that matters to me right now. This match could be the crowning of the next face of pro wrestling." And he names off some generational talents: Bruno, Hogan, Rock, Austin, Cena. Said they're all generational talents, and that's exactly who I am. All I have to do to etch my name in history is have a long, successful title run is get past the one person who's in my way, and that's Jon Moxley. Mm-hmm. I don't like Jon Moxley, but I respect him. He had to work his ass off to become who he is today. He says, after I win the title, I can wave the AEW and pro wrestling flag and bring pro wrestling back to where it belongs, something everyone is talking about. He says, ever since I entered AEW, I've had the spotlight stolen from me. He mentions he had a match and it was overshadowed by a neck tattoo. Mm-hmm. He says he had another match and it was overshadowed by Matt Hardy taking that awful fall, hitting his head on the concrete. He says Blood and Guts, his performance there was overshadowed by Jericho's fall. And he says it all out. It was stolen by a press conference. He says, but at Full Gear, I'm grabbing that spotlight. And at Full Gear, the devil is going to get his due.
So this was really, really good stuff. And I actually liked, and you could, I don't know. You could question the wisdom of not. Apparently, he's off doing like is he doing the Von Erich's movie? Is that what
I
he's
believe
doing?
so.
Right
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. He's going to be Lance Von Erich. Apparently,
The imposter Von Erich.
Imposter Von Erich, right? But in terms of this being in place of a like an in-ring promo, I like this. It was really well framed. He came off as just being on a podcast as opposed to a pro wrestling promo. I really like this, and then. You can draw some interesting parallels here because right afterwards, Stokely Hathaway, they did like a little filmed promo where he's off on like, I don't know where he was. He was out and about, and it was at night. And he was saying when he and MJF were young, we thought we wanted the same thing: money, cars, et cetera, et cetera. He says, and I thought when MJF won his first title, I'd be by his side, but instead he's dick riding Mox. He says, so I'll do this myself. I'll see you so he'll do this himself. And when you win, I'll see you in hell, Max. I still think that Max, that the firm is going to be firmly in MJF's side on this. And the little bit here, I'll see you in hell. Well, MJF has referred to himself as the devil.
Yeah.
They're all going to be in this
sense.
Together.
Yep, exactly. And then after that, we had Ethan Page versus Eddie Kingston. Another firm member, Ethan Page.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
This is a really fun bout. This is a eliminator tournament, first round action here. The finish of this was actually pretty crazy. But before we get to that, so Eddie is looking for Eddie hits an exploder suplex, locks on the stretch plum. Well, Stokely gets on the apron, distract the ref.
Yeah.
Ethan's tapping out. So Ortiz, who came to the ring with Eddie, comes over, pulls Stokely off the apron. Eddie's distracted by all that, turns around, eats a boot from Page. Eddie's looking for the back fist. Page ducks that, hits a roundhouse kick, goes to the top rope. Eddie goes up there and punches him in the face. He goes to the top rope as well. Page then eventually crotches Eddie over the top turnbuckle and then hits Ego's Edge off the second rope to get the win.
Yeah, that was a crazy Ego's Edge right there. That was absolutely nuts. There needs to be more Eddie Kingston in AEW in general.
I know. I mean, the whole thing here was like, oh, Eddie lost his focus, and then he got angry, and it cost him the match.
Yeah, right. But like he's been doing that for like 20 years now.
Yeah,
he should have found a way to win while losing his focus and being angry.
I know.
I feel like that's just how that dude lives his life. It's like his most comfortable attire. But yeah, no, I mean, Page looked great here, and he's probably going to be moving on to take on Ricky Starks in the finals.
Yeah, I would imagine that's the final.
That makes sense. But yeah, I'd love to see Eddie Kingston at Full Gear. Maybe if they do a big battle royal or something, he'll end up in that. I don't know. They need to be using him more.
Oh, agreed.
Like, you got a guy who can cut like a promo of the year every single promo.
I know.
Don't you use that more?
You think you would?
You think you use me? Use me. Come on, use me.
Use me.
Use me.
Use me.
I dare you. Use me.
Use me. Use me.
After that, we had an interview with the Dark Order and Roosh. This is the same fucking interview we've seen for 3 months now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like Jose says, Roosh is going to win this eliminator tournament. He's going to win the title, and then he's going to give 10 the first title shot. He says, well, the rest of these clowns, the Dark Order, they're never get the title shot. So then Roosh tells 10, think about the offer because I don't give second chances.
Yeah, 10's really got to think about this too, and hurry up because God damn it, I've been waiting here for fucking months. I
feel like 10's made it pretty clear up to this juncture, he's got no interest.
Well, this does kind of. I mean, I know I've been saying it's been the same thing, but if Roosh wins the world title, I'd be like, man, how about this? How about this? You win it first, and then I'll consider your offer.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, I doubt it.
Anyways, after that we had an Davari promo in advance of his match against the Wardlow. He says, I got a special offer. I'll give the services of my butler in exchange for the TNT title. Not like an actual, like, just give me the title and then you get to use the butler.
Yeah.
And then Wardlow and Samoa Joe come to the ring. Wardlow hands the TNT title to Ari. The ref takes it. He shakes the butler's hand, sends him out of the ring, and then the ref rings the bell.
Yep. And this would Went exactly as you would expect. Headbutt, lariat, powerbomb symphony. Wardlow wins. Wardlow boots Davari out of the ring, calls out Hobbs. Hobbs walks out the stage. While this is all kind of happening, Joe gets in the ring as well.
Yeah, right.
And Hobbs shouts at Wardlow from the stage, "We're going to do this on my time." So then Wardlow grabs a mic and says, "Finally, I've got a suitable opponent, Hobbs, for my title. But you're not going to get it. This title is mine, and it's always going to be mine, and I'm going to take every title in the company." And after he says that, Joe blasts Wardlow from behind with the ROH TV title and then chokes him out.
Oh, he got so tired of having to find, Chipotles in every town and then waiting for them to cook up a fucking 5,000 calorie burrito.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing Wardlow probably doesn't get the burrito. He gets the bowl.
Oh, yeah, of course. The burrito bowl. Yeah, that's right.
Get the bowl.
Yeah.
And he's got give me triple meat.
Yeah, triple meat, exactly. At least several bowls with triple meat, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, we had so wait a second. Let's back up here, though. So Samoa Joe blasts Wardlow. Hobbs is standing there.
Yeah.
How does this work itself out? Are we going to get a triple threat? Is it going to be I think it was, who was it? Was it Greg Morgan on Twitter? Suggested they do a Intercontinental European title thing back at Mania, whatever.
Oh, one fall for one belt, one fall for the other.
That'd be pretty cool. Joe keeps his title. Hobbs gets the TNT title. And who cares about Wardlow?
That sounds good.
Agreed.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Agreed. After that, we had a Jade Cargill interview. She said, "I'm going to handle Nyla's ass at Full Gear. Nyla's defending her TBS championship in an open challenge. And if Nyla's going to be at Rampage this Friday, I'm going to handle her ass."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we had the Britt Baker, Saraya, face-to-face. Saraya starts, says, "First of all, you're all wondering if I'm cleared, if I can wrestle. Well, a couple of weeks ago, did a bunch of tests, MRIs, and CT scans and stuff. And unfortunately, for Britt, I'm 100% cleared. AEW is my house." And Britt's like, "Is there anything more fickle than an AEW fan?"
The answer is no.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Come on, I'm joking.
I am too. She asked Saraya, "Do you still know how to do this?" And then she says, "You've been coming after me since day one, since you got here. I built AEW from the ground up until it became a fortress, and now superstars like you want to move in. And I'm proud of that, but that pride turns into resentment quickly when Saraya skips in here and calls it her house." She says, "I don't recall you laying a single brick, and I get it. I know why you're obsessed with me. It's because I'm everything you wish you could have been. You walked out of your house and walked into mine, but we don't take walk-ins. So, bitch, make an appointment."
That was such a great line. That was a really good line. And I hope she doesn't use that level of rudeness with her customers because, her
I imagine her Yelp reviews would not be good.
It'd be pretty awful.
Yeah.
She said, "We don't take walk-ins, bitch." She said that.
If I could leave 0 stars, I would.
Why is it Kenny Omega? So Saraya says, "Oh, it's really cute that you put yourself on a pedestal when you were fed a bunch of QT's trainees and have only been on TV for 3 years. I've been doing this for 20 years. She says, "I know what it takes to be a superstar." She says, "I wrestled for free. I got hit by a car and still wrestled because I love this business." She said, "I was starting Revolutions before it was trend." She said, "I've done Madison Square Garden, the O2, done Tokyo Dome, and now I'm in front of an ungrateful bitch. Britt doesn't know what it takes. I've been publicly humiliated in front of millions. I battled drug addiction. I've given my neck for this business. But here's another opportunity presented to you on a silver platter, and it's going to be the biggest match of your career. It's going to be Britt Baker versus Saraya at Full Gear." And then Britt tries to cheap shot Saraya, but Saraya ducks and hits Britt with whatever they're going to call the Rampage.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. No, that was good stuff, man. That was really good stuff.
It was really good. It was really good. Next, we got Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh are backstage.
What was this?
And so it's them and then the factory are there. And so Sanjay's like, "Hey, Cole Carter, you did great last week. Here, you earned every dollar of this. And it's an envelope full of money." Well, QT takes it.
Yeah.
And he takes a cut.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And then hands Cole the rest.
Yeah.
best friends step in. There's a lot going on here.
This was in like a stairwell.
Yeah.
I think. And because so like the best friends, they come up the stairwell and Danhausen is like, oh, you did this and you did this. And then they're talking about Lee, I guess Lee Johnson. Like, didn't he turn, it was like on Darker Elevation or something?
Yeah, he turned heel, yeah.
Okay. So anyways, Orange says, hey, stop hitting my friends. And then he says, we don't fight here, we fight in the ring. And he says, and I know you like to put up that. And he's like, fine, just do it. Orange Cassidy says, fine, we'll do it. So it's going to be Orange Cassidy versus Lee Johnson on Rampage.
Yeah, and then it was a flash frame.
Then they do like a weird like flash transition, and Trent is like he's walking up the steps again.
Yeah,
but then like the factory people aren't there, and Danhausen and Orange Cassidy are gone.
It's just
Trent.
was
the weirdest transition.
Yeah,
and it's just Trent, and he's like, "Hey, you scumbags," and they're like, "What? You scumbags." And then this is really awkward back and forth, and it just led to a match, which we got next. Yeah,
which was good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no one got pinned under a garage door so that Jay Lethal can put the figure 4 on them.
He really set a high bar for his matches when he pinned Darby Allin under a garage door and tapped him out to the figure 4.
Yeah. Yep. That was great. So Jay, as Trent's making his entrance, chop block, and he's working Trent's leg throughout. Eventually, he has a shin breaker. Trent tumbles out of the ring. Chuck and Danhausen come to ringside. Later on, when Trent is looking for his finish, Sanjay gets on the apron to distract him. Well, Danhausen gets up there too. Satnam gets up on the apron behind Danhausen. Danhausen turns around, is about to curse him. Sanjay turns him around. Bang! Sanjay gets punched right in the front area.
Right in the dick.
Right in the front area. Right after that, though, Jay Lethal hits Lethal Injection to get the win.
Yeah, I can watch that Lethal Injection over and over again. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that preceding segment though, the one we were talking shit about, it was like it just wasn't planned out right. They were just like, okay, go down there and film this. We need all this to be.
You know what I wonder what it was supposed to be was after Orange accepts the challenge, then the Trent Jay Lethal match is made right there, but they forgot to do it.
Oh yeah, right.
They walked off frame. Best friends walked off frame, and like, oh, we got to make this match with Trent. Trent, come back over here.
Yeah, it felt like, but when you and I were back in junior college in that filmmaking class with Brozovic, and like not our films. Our films were honestly brilliant, but like other people who didn't have whatever a better idea of what they were doing, and we just sit there and sort of chuckle. We'd be rude under our voice, under our breaths. Oh, my goodness. Anyways.
So then Tony Schiavone interviews Jay and Sanjay, and before he can really say much, Sanjay grabs the mic and tells Tony to sit down. He says, last week, promised a surprise, we delivered Jeff Jarrett. So then Double J. Ain't he great? Walks to the stage.
Yeah, dude, please, allow me at this point to take over the Double J role. So Sanjay gives him the mic. He says, after over 1 million views of my debut, everybody's questioning why I'm here. Well, when a friend calls, a friend shows up, slap nuts. I signed Jay Lethal to his very first contract. He's beaten Flair, Sting, and he's a Ring of Honor Grand Slam champion. Sanjay Dutt has an IQ of 181, slap nuts. Need I say more? We've taken over promotions all over the globe, including my own, Global Force Wrestling. Anybody want to buy some gold? Says Satnam is a legit giant. Says there is no make-believe monster who wears red skinny jeans. Oh, man. Shot at Braun there. He says the only player in the history of NBA to be born in India. He says, so Sting and Darby, I'm calling you out. We put Darby in a body bag. We're going to put Sting in a body bag too. And then the stage manager's there, and he's like winding him up. And Double J says, are you winding me up? And the guy's like, sorry, sir. And he's like, and then he runs after him with his guitar. And the guy gets his way, though.
Yeah. Then we get an interview with Jungle Boy. Excuse me. He says, the last I heard, Christian said that they're done with me, but Christian doesn't get to decide when this is over. He says, I have a challenge for them at Full Gear, but I'm going to tell them in person. So I will talk to him about that on Friday during Rampage.
Mm-hmm. So we've got... I'm trying to count the number of matches now. So we've got a Jungle Boy challenge.
There'll be a Jungle Boy. There'll be a TNT title match. So that's 2 more. That'll be 10.
That's going to be 10.
The Elite, they'll have a match. That'll be 11.
The Elite and Death Triangle are definitely going to do it.
13. That's what I'm thinking. 13.
What was All Out?
Shit. 15?
15? I think 15 was the number. I think he's going to go more. I think he's going to go 16.
There's 15 at All Out, yeah.
I think he's going to go 16.
Oh, that's too much.
I think that he's like, he always likes to do more. He doesn't listen. He's like, no, I'm going to do more than that.
Oh, you thought there was too
less.
many matches. You're going to have more of this
You
time.
did, yeah. You don't realize what I can do, yeah.
I don't know.
You didn't know?
15 was too much. Then we got a Mox interview. He comes to the ring with William Regal, and he says, hey, Lord William, how old was I when you first met me, 25 or 26?
Yes.
He says, back then, I was full of piss and vinegar, and I thought I knew it all, and I loved to talk trash. I want to be just like you, William Regal, feared and respected, so to prove myself to you, I tried to pick a fight. And it didn't go so well. He said it pissed me off so much that I trained harder and worked harder to get my revenge. He says when he did, he beat him and then, ripped part of his ear off. And he says after that, Regal took me under his wing and said, now the real work begins. And he says, hey, who does that remind you of? And Regal says, MJF.
Yes.
And Mox says, I first wrestled MJF over a year ago. He challenged me for the AEW title. He thought he had it all figured out. So I bloodied him up. And now all these months later, he comes around for another shot. Question is, what's going to be different? Who exactly is MJF? He dresses very nice. He wears a fake diamond ring, wears clothes his mom got for him at JCPenney. You think JCPenney is still open? Actually, the one nearby is.
Yeah, the one at Sunrise is.
That's pretty surprising. So he says, MJF calls himself the devil. Dude, I've seen the devil. I've looked the devil in the eyes. I've met some very, very bad people, seen bad people do very bad things, and you are not that. You are not that at all. He says that right into camera. And he says, I, like Regal, want to see MJF fulfill his potential one day and lead this company, but right now I'm more worried about what MJF has in his guts. When MJF walks into full gear, just remember one thing: everything you've done at this point has been easy.
Mm-hmm. My eyes on Regal the entire time, like, oh,
yeah. What was he doing?
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Just sort of happily nodding along, and when things got serious, he'd furrow his brow a little bit. He's got a good poker face, that gentleman villain. Anyways, after that, we had that Full Gear Elite video package. They had managed to shove Elite footage into the actual Full Gear mechanisms.
Yeah,
there, it was a pretty impressive feat
and
to do
clock
that.
Struck midnight.
Right, boom.
Other stuff, yeah.
Other stuff, yeah. And then we had a video package for the main event for Bryan Danielson versus Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara,
2 out of 3 falls. And then we had Jamie Hayter versus Sky Blue. Tony Storm still selling the effects of the formerly known as Rampage that she took from Saraya.
Oh, Britt Baker.
I'm sorry, what did I say? Tony Storm?
You said Tony Storm.
Because I was looking at Tony Storm right here. You're right. Britt Baker still selling those effects. There was not a mysterious rampage that happened backstage with Tony Storm. So Tony Storm was with Sky Blue, though, and Britt Baker was with Jamie Hayter.
Yes, as was Rebel.
Yes.
So early on, Tony's there. I'm sure Sky Blue says, hey, Tony Storm, Jamie's got Britt, Rebel. I need you to even the odds ringside.
Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot of interference. 5 minutes in the match, Britt trips up Sky Blue.
Yeah.
Like pretty much instantly. Allows Jamie to hit a backbreaker.
Tony did not help in that situation.
She dominates a bunch. At one point, throws Sky Blue out of the ring, distracts Tony while Britt lays out Sky Blue. In the end, Jamie gets the win, hits a huge boot. That and the sequence they did to get to the Rainmaker was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool stuff.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
So then Hayter starts stomping on Sky Blue after the match. Then Tony gets the ring and runs her off.
Yeah, I mean, I still see this match going, Tony getting the win, maybe. But Britt's going to have Saraya, so I don't know, if it's going to be a situation where Britt's even going to be around for this.
It could be a thing where they do a bit, maybe during the show, the kickoff show, whatever, where Hayter's like, hey, Britt, you're going to be in my corner.
Yeah.
for this match. And Britt's like, I got my match with Saraya to prepare for. Don't worry, Jamie, you got this. You're fine.
Yeah, right.
So Jamie has to go out there by herself.
Yeah, she's she could always send Rebel out there. She'd be like, you can have Rebel.
Well, she'd be like, no, Rebel needs to stay with me. We need to strategize.
She could do that.
Go out
maybe
there
they're because they know that Rebel kind of doesn't do a great job at that kind of stuff. So maybe they're like, no, you take Rebel. No, I'm good. You take Rebel. But then Britt's like the boss, so she's like, no, you take Rebel. The Rebel ends up screwing it up for her.
That could be it too.
Yeah, there you go. After that, we had a preview of Brian Cage versus Dante Martin in the Eliminator tournament.
Rampage, yeah.
Cage is going to win that, right? So they can do the Ricky Starks match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's only 3-fight rematch.
If I'm Cage, don't I want to lose that so we don't revisit that? I want to run as far away from Ricky Starks as possible. Because my career was derailed thanks to a tweet.
See, I feel like there's another way to look at it. Here's your shot at redemption.
It won't. He won't.
That was
get it.
Arguably career low for Brian Cage. Specifically that tweet.
Ricky Starks is like a big deal, though.
I know. Brian Cage wants to be a huge deal based on this video package. So he wants to go and thinks, I can go redeem myself if I beat Ricky Starks. Who's the big dumb bitch now?
Oh, yeah. But then here's the thing. It's a bigger downside if you lose because then you're an even bigger, dumber bitch.
You're double.
You're double dumb bitch.
Yeah. So
double dumbass on you.
I'm not saying it's without risk, but if Brian Cage sees this as his chance to redeem
here's my thing though. You're talking about in the kayfabe though. I'm talking about in life. I'm saying if you're Brian Cage, aren't you like, Tony, what the fuck, man? It's bad enough you kept me off TV this long. Now you're going to make me confront. Maybe Tony's like, no, listen, this is a great way to shake that off your back. You're going to lose to the Starks, but you're going to look great doing it.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, no. Wow.
Tony Khan probably had that tweet from Ricky Starks.
Listen, you're not going to be a double dumb bitch.
This is why you got to beat him, Brian Cage.
He's like, he's going to make me a double dumb bitch. You're not going to be a double dumb bitch. You're going to be not a dumb bitch at all. I don't trust you, Tony. Nor should you. Next, we had Marvez wanting to interview Ricky Starks, but instead Archer calls Marvez over. Archer's got some wonderful new extensions, braids, whatever.
Yeah.
Says, here's Starks, and he rams Ricky into the garage door and says, everybody dies.
Yeah. I think he said this tournament's mine, too.
This tournament's mine. Everybody dies. Then we had our main event, Sammy Guevara. And Sammy did the old thing. Here's 2 out of 3 falls. So he did the old thing where he sacrifices the first fall by DQ. He chucked a chair right at Danielson's head, which, they did. The camera being out of position actually helped here because it kind of looked like it really got him.
Yeah.
And then so Sammy Guevara ate that first beat. It was a DQ, so he lost the first pinfall, and then he won the second one because Danielson was so
not only did he did the chair, which gave Danielson the first fall and busted him open. Then he takes the mic, timekeeper table, start pounding Danielson in the head with it.
Yeah, right.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, he got the second fall with the GTH, and then it was 13 minutes for the third fall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a long one. But Danielson got the win there. There was a bunch of great sequences here. Both dudes going for their finishes and getting countered. All that stuff was great. Eventually, though, Sammy reversed. So Danielson hits knee plus, looks for some Danielson stomps, but Sammy reverses out into like a crazy weird DDT. Looks for a swanton. Danielson gets his knees up, and then he gets Sammy in a position with those elbows. And then he puts on LaBelle lock. Sammy reaches out for the ropes. Danielson transitions to the Rings of Saturn.
It was like a Rings of Saturn crossface thing. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was really neat. And then Sammy passes out, so Bryan Danielson gets the win over Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara.
This just occurred to me. What is Hangman doing at Full Gear? Like, you'd think he'd do something with the Elite.
Yeah, you'd think so.
But
it depends when he's going to be back from his concussion.
Oh, that's right. He got injured. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Wow.
Yeah, depends when he's cleared for that.
Yeah, that's a good point. We haven't heard about that, huh? Just thought about Hangman. Anyways, let's go ahead and answer some questions. I have a questions thread here on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Stephen Larson. If you want to hear the show ad-free in the audio realm, We offer that on our Patreon. We also offer up a weekly bonus episode tomorrow, Thursday at, what do we do that at noon Pacific? We still doing that at noon Pacific tomorrow?
Yeah.
Overrun live.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a Numbers Don't Lie with the Dudley Boys. And we're going to be tier ranking.
Numbers don't lie on the Dudley Boys, not with them.
Damn it, dude. I was trying to slip that in.
Oh, sorry.
And people thought, you guys are going to be doing, it's like, no, it's going to, the subject is the Dudley Boys. They get there and like, we paid $5 for this. Like, I'm sorry. Now you're just a double dumb bitch. Oh, man. Anyways. Oh, cool. Look, Medusa just rated us. What's up, Medusa? Thank you very much for that. So we got some questions here on the Patreon. Alex Foster says, what is this?
In terms of theory, Austin Theory.
Oh, we're going back to WWE stuff? Theory? Should they have reversed things? Like, instead of what we got, have them fail to cash it and then go on a losing streak?
Oh, the crisis of confidence story. We may still get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the trope for Money in the Bank holders. You win a bunch. You lose a bunch of matches after you win the briefcase.
Tony V here in chat says, "Are you going to ask Bully if he's a scumbag?" that's the thread on Impact right now. Everybody wants to know.
I guess we would have to then.
Are you a scumbag?
David Matushek asks here, considering that Joe attacked Wardlow and stared down Hobbs, is there a possibility that he may go after both in separate feuds as a way to maintain the Haas battle quota?
God, all Wardlow all the time, just going after both guys in separate segments. No, I think they're going to mix them all up together.
It makes sense if it's a triple threat and the 2 out of 3 falls with both titles on the line.
That'd be cool. My God, that'd be a hell of a match right there.
That would be great.
That'd be good stuff.
I want Hobbs to walk out of that match with at least one title.
Ideally, both. Joe's had a lot of titles. He's doing Hollywood
and really,
now.
Joe should be doing something more than the Ring of Honor TV title.
Hey, dude, if you have Samoa Joe in your company, aren't you like having him face Mox at Full Gear? Right? Don't you do that? Don't you have him? Did you see the
final battle?
Danielson? Oh my God!
Did you see the final battle trailer?
Was it tonight?
Ring of Honor final battle trailer.
They did one of those tonight.
No, it wasn't on the show tonight. I saw it on Twitter or something earlier.
Oh, it was like fan made or real?
I think it's real because Samoa Joe narrates it with stuff I haven't heard before. The implication.
I threw that out there for a joke, but I love that look on your face like, oh, fuck. Somebody fucking fooled me.
Maybe. The implication is that it might be him and Jericho.
Oh, that's cool. Ooh, that's cool. I like that, man. That's a good deal. Hopefully that's the situation.
Jorge D here asks, so who do you guys think is going to debut at Full Gear? Just bring the Elite back. No debuts.
No debuts.
Plenty of debuts.
Work with who you got.
Focus on telling stories with the people you got. Don't try to Don't try to pop the crowd just because there's a debut.
Don't surprise us with people who are available. Don't bring in people from other companies. Focus on what you got.
Exactly.
On what you got. That's what you do. This is an easy one. Steve Klain, who has the best drop kick in wrestling. It's Marco Corleone.
Yeah, it's Mark Jindrak.
It's Mark Jindrak, dude. All time.
Greatest of all kind.
The Mount Rushmore of drop kicks is Jindrak. It's four Jindrak.
Yeah.
Nope. There's no hemming and hawing that one.
Yeah, I mean, Okada's got a really good drop.
Picadillo. Look, Okada's is great. Randy Orton's is great.
Yeah.
Jindrak.
Yeah.
Rushmore. Yeah.
Best of all time.
Frozen
Tape here says, hey, Friendo, it's my 21st birthday on Sunday. If you could have any wrestler plan your birthday party, who would it be and what would they plan?
Oh, man. You know what, dude? Honestly. So I remember Caljack told me that Sami Callihan really loved the N64.
Yeah. He hosted did he host a thing at one of the...
I think he did.
Starcasts?
I think he did, yeah. So that's an option. AJ Styles, trampolines, and also we know that dude loves N64s.
Yeah, that's true. We heard that firsthand.
And he's like our age, so it's not he's going to be having us do like crazy shit.
You know, the New Day is a good answer because I'm sure Xavier Woods has a lot of love for the N64.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? He's too much into like the current games. I don't know. I can't hang with that kind of video game stuff, man.
Well, is it your birthday? It's your birthday.
Yeah.
You do what you want to do. It's your birthday.
Ideally, but I don't know. He might be like, hey, you want to play some some fucking what is the really tough one? Dark Souls, or what's the latest one that's really tough?
Then you say it's my birthday. Pass.
And then he said, but then this is how he counters: New Day rocks. New Day rocks. I'm like, no, Steve's birthday rocks. But then it's too late. Everybody's all
starts playing the trombone.
And then I'm just sad. I'm like, I'm going to the strip club.
Oh man, you go see even get a hold of Baron Corbin or something, huh?
Fuck that. I don't want to hang out with JBL. That sounds like the worst birthday. Hanging out with JBL would be the worst birthday I've ever heard of in my life.
Absolute worst.
That would be the dirt worst, man. Oh, that'd be awful.
Luis Ariza, do you have any updates on the current injury list of AEW wrestlers, Cole, O'Reilly, etc.? O'Reilly had surgery, so he's going to be out for a while. I believe he posted something on Twitter or something.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I have not heard anything about Adam Cole.
I mean, Chugs is just blasting through all those levels on Mario, from what I can tell. So I think he's doing good. But yeah, I don't. In terms of like his actual, what he can do in the ring, I have no idea, no clue. I don't think anybody knows. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's it. That's all the questions we got. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow for Overrun. If you're a Twitch sub, a patron, or a YouTube channel member. And then we've also got Smash Zone tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So fun day of streaming and stuff tomorrow.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.